This conference will now be recorded.
How to open Anaconda Navigator. So for continuation of today's topic. Okay, Python operators, right? So in our last class, as of now, I completed the arithmetic operators and relational operators and special operators I was done, right? So now we have the next operator name is, it's a logical operators. So what is exactly the logical operators? See, the operators are working with somewhat universal truth tables. Okay, there are three type of logical operators are there. The first one is the logical AND operator, and the second one is the logical OR operator, and third one is the logical NOT operator. Okay, these are the only three operators are there in a logical operators, and but these three operators are working with not the operator which is working with the keyword same like is in the keywords. Okay, so here AND is the keyword if you want to be performing the logical AND operations. If you would like to go and work with the logical OR operation, then we can use the OR keyword. Okay, if you want to be performing the NOT operation, then we can use the NOT keyword. Actually, there are the three keywords are there: AND keyword, OR keyword, and NOT keyword. Okay, and now, and you know what, so AND keyword, OR keyword, NOT keyword, these are the three keywords will help you to performing the logical operations, and this is fine. So now what we should do now, we can see the truth table for the logical AND operator. See, in any programming language or universally, the truth table, what exactly which is following, and there is AND operator which is working with the two inputs, true. The first input is the true, and second input is the true. Then output is also true only. Okay. If any one of the input is false, then output is becomes false. So this is the truth table of the AND operator. If any one of the input is false, then automatically the result will be false only. This is exactly the truth table which is following by the any or universally, which is this is the truth table only is followed. Okay, so here the output it could be false. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Someone is not joined. May I know who is this? Harika. So Pooja and Tulasi, can you coordinate with Harika? Okay, let's see this example. So for example, print, and if both inputs are true, and then only the output is true, right? In next three cases, the output is false. The output is a false. Even you can try to see this thing. Okay, and false, and this is true. So these are the three cases was false. Okay, so false. Yes, here it is a false. Yes. Okay, these three cases which is false, and the first case it was true, right? But it's okay. When you're applying the Boolean data, we are getting the Boolean only. But when you're applying some kind of numbers or different data elements, for example, let me consider the first element is 45, the second element, for example, 90. Okay, the first element is, for example, 90, the second element is, for example, 80. And for example, the first element is the 0, the second element is, for example, 78. For example, the first element is the 78 and the second element is, for example, 0 point or 0 whatever it is. So now tell me, what is the result of those things? So in case of other programming languages, there we are getting the either 0 or 1 based upon the logic actually. But see here what happens, 45 is my first input. When you're working with integer data, so or float data, there is some kind of Boolean conversions are there. 0 means default it's a false only. So other than the 0, everything it could be a positive, or everything it could be a true. So it may be negative, it may be positive, doesn't matter. Otherwise, if you have any data, it could be true. And if it is a 0, that means it's a false. So here 45 means what? It's a true, right? If the first input is a true, you will get the resultant will be the second input. So here we are getting the second element as a result. Okay. And for example, here also 90 is the true. So first element is the true. Then you will be getting the second element is the result. Okay. So here it is a 0. 0 means false. If the first input is the false, if the first input is the false, then what happens?
False.
If the first input is the
First
false, then you will be
first
getting
element.
first
False.
first element. Here it is not a true or false actually. So you will be getting the results will be data of either first input, either second input. Here my first input is the 78. It could be the true. If the first input is the true, then you will be getting the second element. You don't worry about it whether the second element is true or false. Okay. So we need to check the first element is true or false. Okay. If and only if my first input is the false, then it will be getting the first input as the result. If and only if my first input is not false, then you will be getting the result will be second element. I hope you clear my point. So here my first input is the 45, so that you will be getting the 90 is the result. So 90 is the input, so that it's a true, so that we are getting the second element. And comes to here, 0 will be my first input. So it was 0, it means false, so that we are getting the first input. So 78 is my true case. So if the first element is true, then I will be getting the second element. That's the reason again we are getting 0 only. I hope you clear my point. So universally, the above truth table is following, but actually the Python is following this kind of condition actually. So here the condition of the AND operator is if first element is false case, not false, false case. Okay, then result is first input. Doesn't matter what is the element it is, you will be getting the first element only. Otherwise second element is the result. Okay, second element is the result. Note this example, note these two examples. Have you done this particular part?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's see the or logic. When it comes to the or logic, this is quite opposite for the AND operator. If in case, if and only if all inputs are false, then only the output could be the false. Okay, otherwise it could be returns the true. Okay, that means this third condition both are false, right? So that we are getting the false, but rest of the three conditions it was true. This is fine, but when you're applying the different data elements, then what happens? When you're applying the different data elements, so it quite opposite for the or operator, right? So which means that if the first element is the true case, then you will be getting the first element is the result. Okay, first element is the result. So in case of second example, first element is 90, so 90 is the true case, so that we are getting the first element is the result. When comes to the third example, the first element is the 0, 0 means it's a false case, so that it was getting the second is the result, second element is the result. When comes to third example, 78 is the true case, so if the first element is the true case, we will be getting the first element is the result. Okay, so this is the way the operations will happening in case of or keyword or operations. So can you please note this example for the or keyword as well, or operation as well, logical or operation? Have you done this particular part?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no. Let's look into not keyword, logical not. This is quite opposite. I mean, everyone know about this one. So what is the exactly the logical not it is doing? See, which is the unary operator, which is what? It's a unary operator. So there you should apply only one input. The first one is the operator, which is the not keyword. We should use the not keyword and followed by the operand. So here, if the operand is false case, then result will be true. Then result is true. Otherwise, false. Otherwise, you will be getting the result is a false. Okay. So this is the truth table. We need to remember it. Okay. Here I am not mentioned the conclusion, right? So sorry for inconvenience. Here I have to conclude the or keyword or operation. So I'm texting here. If my first element is a false case, then result will be second element. Otherwise, first element is the result. Okay. This is what or keyword. But when it comes to the logical not operator, so you would like to go for apply the not and followed by the anything. So here 67 is the true, so that we are getting the result will be false. And you are applying the 0, not of 0. 0 means false case. So when you're applying the false case, the not of false means it's a true only. So this is the way not keyword will help will work actually. Okay, note this example as well.
Done, sir.
Okay. So as of now, I explained the arithmetic operators, relational operators, special operators, logical operators, right? Now, the fifth one is the assignment operators. Assignment operator. When it comes to the assignment operator, we can have the equal to symbol. So the first thing is that data variable. The first one is the variable, and the second could be the data. So when you're assigning the some variable, some data to the some data constant, the constant data to the variable, this kind of operation we're calling it say constant to variable. This kind of operation we're calling it a constant to variable. For example, we have a variable b and you're assigning to the var. So this kind of operation we're calling it saying you're assigning the variable to the another variable, right? So that we are calling it say variable to variable assignment operation. Okay, so for example, we have the variable, but you did some what expression. So a into b plus 10. This is some expression, right? So this kind of operation we're calling it saying expression to variable. So in case of expression to variable, what happens? First, this particular entire expression can be evaluated. The result we are going to be holding into the some variable. So when you are doing the variable to variable, what data we have in right side of the variable, that data will be assigning to the left side of the variable. So this is what assignment operators will be performing. So we can try to print the var, we can try to print the b, we can try to print the c. Okay, so this is the things will be there in assignment operator. Can you please note it? I have to explain some more information about assignment operator. Hello. Hello, Smita and
Yes,
Disha.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's done.
Now this is fine. For example, the left side and right side, if the both are same variable, then what happens? For example, a value is the 10 and the b value is the 20. And before doing the operation, we can print the a, and you can do this kind of operation. Then tell me what is the result of a. So initially before
30.
operation, a
First
value,
10, then 30.
but after operation a value is 30, right? So when you want to be performing this kind of operations, the Python which is providing the compound assignment operations. Compound assignment means we can combining the two operators, then we are calling it a compound assignment. So when a plus equal to b, which meaning is a equal to a plus b only. So we are getting the same result or not? Meanwhile, we can go and apply the a minus of b. A minus equal to b in the sense a equal to a minus b, so that we are getting the minus 10 is the result. And meanwhile, we can do the all arithmetic operation. We can combining the all arithmetic operators with assignment operator. So this kind of operations we are calling it same compound assignment operations. Okay, so can you please note these examples? So when you want to be performing this kind of operations, we can combine these two things, assignment and some arithmetic operators.
Done, sir.
You done, right? Okay. Now, so we left only one more operator, which is a bitwise operators, but actually it's a quite opposite when you're comparing with other data types. Okay, quite opposite when you work with other data types actually. So the bitwise operators, which is working with a bit level. For example, if we have the 2 and if we have the 4, which is not working on the data level. So this is the data which is converting into the binary, and this is the 4 which is converting into the binary. Then the operation will be performing on this particular binary data, and here we will be getting the result. That particular result also, that particular result we are converting into the decimal format actually. This is the happening inside of the bitwise operators. So for example, this is my decimal number and this is my decimal number. So when you are applying the bitwise operator, which is not directly working with this particular data, first what will happening, this data also will be converting into the binary data, this data also will be converting into the binary data. Okay, after that one, so on this particular binary data, it can do the performance or it can do the operation, and you will be getting the result, that result which is in the format of decimal again. So default it's a binary data, that binary data you have to be converting into the decimal. So this is happening internally when the bitwise operations, when you're applying the bitwise operations. Okay, so one more time, when you are working with the bitwise operators, when you are working with the bitwise operators, okay, so here we have the data 1 and here we have the data 2. This data, so backend what happening, I'm telling actually, backend it was converting into the binary data, and here also which is converting into the binary data. Once if you are converting into the binary data, then it can do the operation. When you do the operation on the binary data, we will get the result. That particular result also, it could be the binary result only. This particular binary result we should be converting into the decimal or data, okay, or decimal format. Okay, so this is the steps will be involved in bitwise operations. So now you got my point, right? So if you want to be performing the bitwise operators, first what things you should know actually. Enkora? Okay, fine. So when you're working with the bitwise operators, make sure that we should know how to convert the decimal to binary and binary to decimal. Decimal to binary and binary to decimal. Okay. So you should remember these two things. If you're not aware of it, so bitwise operators will makes you confusion. Okay. So for that one, in the case of Python programming language, we have directly a program, we have a function actually. For example, if you have the binary data 0b 1010 something else, so you can simply use the int function and we can give the binary data, then it was converting into the decimal number only. Okay, for example, if you want a binary number, then we can use the bin function, and here we can provide any decimal number or 661 only. Okay, so it was converting into the binary number. So we have functions are there, we have the decimal number system conversion functions are there, but thing is that those are just a functions, they're already built in the code actually, so you don't worry about it. But thing is that we should know the logic, right? So if you want to converting into the decimal number, we can use the int function. If you want to converting into the binary data, then we can use the bin function. If you want to be converting into the octal number, then we can use the oct function. Okay, so this is octal number. So if you want to be converting it to the hexadecimal number, then we can use X function. So this is the way we have number system conversion functions are there. I don't want to be explain this number system what will be happening. I'm giving a task for you because of in your childhood only you know it. So my first question is, convert the decimal to binary. Take the any decimal number and converting into the binary, and take the decimal number converting into the octal, and take the decimal number converting into the hexadecimal. This is one task. So this task we should do not in a program, on paper with mathematically. Okay, use your mathematical knowledge and do it. Don't use any coding. And take the binary number, and that particular binary number converting into the decimal. And meanwhile, you can try to be convert binary to octal, and try to be convert a binary to hexadecimal. Okay. In the meanwhile, we can take the any octal number, try to be converting into the decimal, octal, and hexadecimal. Take the hexadecimal data, then try to be converting into the decimal, octal, and binary. Here also decimal, binary, and hexadecimal. Okay. So this is your task actually. So don't do it these things with programming. Okay, I would like to tell you, for programming there is already functions are there. You don't need to do it actually. Just simply we can use X function and oct function, bin function, int function. To convert any data type to decimal, we can use int function. Any data type to binary function, we can use bin function. Any number system to octal number system, we can use oct function. Any number system to, if you want to converting it to the hexadecimal number, we can use X function. But here I'm telling that what could be the logic behind the conversions from decimal to binary, decimal to octal, decimal to hexadecimal, and binary to decimal, binary to octal, binary to hexadecimal, and then octal to decimal, octal to binary, octal to hexadecimal, then hexadecimal to decimal, and hexadecimal to octal, and hexadecimal to binary. This is actually your question. I hope you clear my point. If you not clear this particular assignment, please let me know. I will try to tell you.
Clear, sir.
Okay, so make sure that what you should do before coming tomorrow's session, you have to do it this all things, and you have to be submitted by tomorrow's session itself. Okay, I can definitely check it in your I mean, you have to create your own okay, you should write in the notes, and you can take the pictures. Okay, and that pictures we have to upload it in on particular document, and you have to show them into in our computer, or else we can use a pen, directly we can use paint. In a paint also we can try to do it. Okay, so it's up to your choice, but I want to look your examples, whether which format you're following and that stuff. Okay, clear? Any questions?
Clear. No questions.
So today that's the only topic actually. Sorry for inconvenience. I'm taking very less number of time because of no, I already done the all operators. Only one operator is done, that is a bitwise operator. But without that particular knowledge, without number system conversions knowledge, I cannot proceed for the bitwise operators. For that one, I'm stopping the session, and make sure that we can practice those. You have to do some examples on this particular number system conversions, and come for session by tomorrow. And tomorrow, any cost, I can complete the bitwise operators. Might it was taking 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hour, doesn't matter. I can try to finish it by tomorrow. Bitwise operators. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. Take care. I can upload the today recording as well.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.